I know y'all wondering why I decided to go live unexpectedly. Because normally we go live for the podcast on Tuesdays, sometimes Saturdays. I might live stream a game. This is me reacting to Sunday's game against the Chicago Bears. The regular season's over with. We're going to the playoffs now. The Packers are in the playoffs. They're the seventh seed. They are in the playoffs, going up against the Philadelphia Eagles. But why am I here? I was talking to Brian about this. I've been saying this for the past 8 weeks now, that this Packers team is a good team, not a great team. This Packers team, this defense is a good defense, not a great defense. This Packers team, from the play calling to the wide receiver talent, is not where it needs to be. The quarterback has been up and down. Jordan Love. Why am I here? Because I'm angry. I'm sick and tired of seeing this Packers team fail to get over the hump, fail to lose to the same old teams every single time, failing to correcting their mistakes. I was frustrated what happened with the Vikings game, but to lose to the Chicago Bears in that fashion was inexcusable. Let's break this down. All right, here we go. Boom, let's go. All right. First of all, 3rd and 11. 3rd and 11. You get the stop. You get the ball back with the potential that you won the game. What do? What does the defensive coordinator do? What was it? The safeties were like 30 yards off, playing soft coverage like they were about to throw a Hail Mary. It is 3rd and 11. They're trying to get a field goal, not a touchdown. The middle of the field is wide open. DJ Moore, one-on-one with Carrington Valentine. What you think is going to happen? The receiver is going to win 99.99% of the time. And that's exactly what happened. 3rd and 11. And they couldn't stop the Bears. That is malpractice, ladies and gentlemen, on what not to do when you're trying to win the game. They had to get to field goal range. There was literally a line that showed this is the range for the field goal kicker. And what did they do? They gave up the exact amount of yards they needed in order to get to that field goal range threshold. This entire season has been a roller coaster, has been up and down, up and down, up and down. I get it. The excuse I always hear about, they're the youngest team in the league. They're not supposed to be here. They're still growing. I do not want to hear that crap today, because some of the mistakes made, I don't care how young you are, you cannot make those mistakes. Some of the mistakes I've seen the entire season, I don't care how young you are, you cannot make those mistakes. I'm talking about fumbling the ball when you're a receiver, dropping passes for just the most perfect thrown footballs, turning the ball over on your own end zone when you're not supposed to try to make those type of throws. It's just week after week, they do some of the most egregious things to either lose the game or almost lose the game. And I'm sick and tired of believing in this team. Matt LaFleur, I hear all the time, he's such this brilliant play caller. He's such a great coach. No, he is not. If I would have to look at Kyle Shanahan, look at Kevin O'Connell, look at Sean McVay, and then I look at Matt LaFleur, I would say out of those four, Matt LaFleur is probably the worst. Easily the worst play caller out of those four. And I think he's the worst coach out of those four. When you watch Matt LaFleur and his teams, do they consistently look like they're all the way there in terms of being disciplined? It just seems like every week you don't know if the team is fully disciplined enough. One week they are locked in. The other week they just make boneheaded mistakes. And this has been going on for many, many years now with Matt LaFleur as the head coach. Now, I'm not saying the Packers should fire Matt LaFleur. Absolutely not. There's not a better coach out there that can replace Matt LaFleur. But what I will say is that we should, as Packer fans, always temper our expectations with this team because Matt LaFleur continues to lose week by week by some of the just play calling, horrible play calling, a jet sweep. What was it? 4th down or 3rd down? Why? With 2 yards? Why? Just some of the most egregious play calling, decision making, attempts to challenge plays that he's never good at. He's always wrong about. Matt LaFleur, he's a good coach, but I can't put my faith in him. I can't put my faith on Jordan Love just yet. He's a good quarterback. I'd say he's a top 10 quarterback. He's probably the 10th best quarterback, but I'm not all the way there where I can trust him to lead a team to the Super Bowl. He is young. He's 25, 26, but I haven't seen it yet. He's very talented. Yeah. Yeah.
For how long?
So my fault. I was talking. I want to get to the receiving core. The Packers need to make an assessment. They need to reevaluate how they look at receivers because they've been getting away with this for many years with Donald Driver, with Greg Jennings, with Jordy Nelson, with Devontae Adams, with James Jones, all these different receivers. So now we're in a new variation of that, where you have Dontavian Wicks, you have Jaden Reed, you have Romeo Dobbs, you have Christian Watson. By the way, get well, Christian Watson, tore his ACL. It's unfortunate. I hope he gets better. I hope he has a speedy recovery. But we need to have a conversation about this. They need to have a conversation about, can you still win with drafting late round wide receivers, with going after second round wide receivers in the draft? Can you still win that way? Or are you going to have to really bite the bullet, draft a talented receiver in the first round? Go out there in free agency and get a talented receiver and pay $20 million here, $25 million here. I believe they're going to have to shift a little bit in the way that they do business from the wide receiver position, because as of right now, it's not working. The numbers say that Jaden Reed, Dontavian Wicks are two of the highest drop rates in the league. So that means when Jordan Love throws the ball to them, they are one of the worst when it comes to catching the football. They will drop the football at the highest rate as a receiver. In previous years, it's been Allen Lazard. In previous years, it's been Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And now we have two starting receivers for this iteration of the Packers doing the same exact thing. And you expect this team to win big. You can't. You need receivers that can catch the football, especially when you're playing in December and January a lot of times, and it's cold outside, and it gets a lot harder to catch the football. They're going to have to do a reevaluation on something like that, because you can't just keep counting on homegrown wide receiver talent to all of a sudden become a Devontae Adams, a Jordy Nelson. Those are like gems. Those are once every blue moon. You're not going to find that all the time. So they're going to have to really invest into the wide receiver position, because as of this moment, you can't trust his receivers. Jordan Love has to be perfect. Jordan Love has to be Superman in order for this offense to work. And sometimes you just need dudes that can make a play for him. And that's just not the case right now with this talent. And it's unfortunate. I like Josh Jacobs. He's a home run pick for us. Josh Jacobs has been outstanding. He's been everything we wanted from him. But the offense just seems like it's in an identity crisis right now. We don't know if we want to be a pass-happy team. We don't know if we want to be a run-heavy team. At the Packers' best, they've been a pass-happy team, where it would be like maybe 65-35 with the offense, with passing and running. They need to figure something out, because at this moment, they can't compete with the Vikings. They can't compete with the Lions. They can't compete with the Eagles. And the 49ers, you never know with them. Yeah, they have a down year. But next year, they could always improve. You have to do something. It's not the end of the world. They're young. They're not paying much to many people except Jordan Love. But the offense, you have to invest in this offense more. Josh Jacobs was fantastic. That was a great addition. But you need to invest in the skill positions a lot more. And that's been the problem with them recently. That's all I got to say on that matter. I'm frustrated right now. It's frustrating, to say the least, just with some of the things that are going on with this team, because I feel like they have a lot of the pieces that you would want in order to win a championship, but it seems like certain offensive talent is lacking for this team. Certain things that you need in order to win in this league that the Vikings have, that the Lions have, even the Chiefs have, the Packers just don't have it. They just don't have it from a coaching perspective to a skill position perspective on offense. They just don't have it right now, and that is holding them back, and is going to continue to hold them back until they address it either in free agency or in the draft. They have to go out swinging. They have to be aggressive for once. I liked the free agent additions of Xavier McKinney and Josh Jacobs. That was fantastic. That was fantastic additions, but you have to be more aggressive. You're going to have to swing more if you want to beat the Lions, the Vikings, because you ended up being 1-5 in your own division. I saw something where that is tied for the worst record the Packers have ever finished in the NFC North in NFL history. You have to do something to address that, because getting swept by the Lions and the Vikings should wake them up at night. Should scare them at night. I don't know if the GM, I don't know if the president, I don't know if the coach will change things up, but they have to do something if they want to win. That's all I wanted to say on this matter. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys later.